Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Kneon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to do a follow-up video on the Wattpad acquisition. Naver bought Wattpad. Naver is the company that owns WEBTOONs. Now we're going to have Wattpad and WEBTOON. And we're going to talk about what their long-term plans are going forward. I speculated in another video that it was probably Hollywood deals. And it seems like this is absolutely what they're going to do. They're going to go after Hollywood deals.
Well, I'm sure that's what they keep wanting to do. That's like their main focus, it seems.
Yeah, so they're going to turn all these fanfics into movies. But it worked with Twilight.
Yeah, it
You
did.
know, so who knows? Who knows? So before we get into it, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We're over 173,000 subs.
Woo!
Thank you. We're going to talk a little bit about K-dramas that came from WEBTOON.
Sorry, I like K-dramas.
So
that's a problem.
Geeky is very excited about that. She's actually watching 2 or 3 of these right now.
On the list, yeah. And I've watched some other ones. Go ahead.
So we're going to talk about Wattpad first. Wattpad, of course, has been around for like 15 years. It's kind of a go-to fanfic site. People are telling me that fanfiction.net is actually bigger than Wattpad, but they didn't get bought for $500 million.
Well, that's because they're called fanfiction.net, and that sounds like it's all fanfics. And Wattpad, isn't all fanfic. Oh, they're not. Either one are all fanfics, but you know what I mean.
Wattpad sounds like a feminine hygiene product.
First time I heard about Wattpad was at a panel at a convention. Someone met. I'm like, what the flip is Wattpad? And this guy was on the no. This guy was up there bragging about how I was number something and trending or something on Wattpad once, and I was like, what flips Wattpad?
But look at this, I had no idea that Wattpad had grown up like this. They've got look, you can get your story produced to movie or film. You can get your story adapted to a TV series.
Well, I know that they have adapted.
Published.
I knew they had adapted some of the ones that were more popular.
What is this called? Gay Lizard? Oh, I'm a Gay Wizard. I thought it was Gay Lizard.
Like the quarterback bad boy and me.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. How does it work? You create your story. You build your global fan base, because that's so easy.
It's so easy. It's as easy as 3 steps, guys.
You amplify your story, you get your Wattpad star stats. This sounds almost exactly like WEBTOON, so it is very similar. And you get your story published or adapted into film or television with Wattpad Books and Wattpad Studios.
So you just write your story, and then after you write your story, then it's you just go get that audience, because everybody can just do that And then as soon as you get that audience and you're a star, then we'll make you a bigger star by selling your stuff, and we'll take a big part of the money. The Waddies?
The Waddies, yes! They've got their own awards. It's the Waddies. Sorry, I haven't really looked into Wattpad very much, but they have contests, they have awards, they have picks. This sounds very much already like what WEBTOON is doing, where you basically, you take the risk, you put your content out there. After you build your own audience, then they swoop in and they're like, we're going to help you. We're going to give you some money.
Well, the problem for movies and stuff and film adaptations, okay, I get it. But publishing, if your story's out there and it's already out there and people already read it on Wattpad, how is getting a publishing deal going to help?
I don't know, because this book here, light as a feather, apparently she floats. I don't know. Got published by Simon & Schuster, and it got turned into a television series.
I knew that was a TV series.
So I didn't know that they were doing all this. I gotta tell you, this is.
I knew about these things, but I didn't know they came from Wattpad.
No.
Well, there you go. I had no idea. When I heard about Wattpad, I was like, I don't know what the heck that is.
So Hollywood Reporter, got to give a hat tip to CCG for sending this over this morning after a $600 million sale. Storytelling app Wattpad eyes expansion. So it's not just a fanfic website. It is a storytelling app.
Basically, it sounds like they're going to use it for IP fodder is what it sounds like to me.
So it got bought by Naver, which already owns WEBTOONs. We'll talk a little bit more about WEBTOONs again. But this is an update to the announcement the other day. They talked about the Kissing Booth web novel amassing 19 million app reads on Wattpad before it became a Netflix franchise.
It was, yes. I know they're on a third one. Gosh, I only watched the first one.
Yeah, so this is kind of crazy. This is all about strip mining IP, guys. That's what this is. It's like you're making the IP. I mean, this is really.
Let's put you all in a pen and see who craps out the best eggs.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then we'll take those eggs and we'll shine them up, dip them in gold, and those people will get to move on.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm just like,
It's like Hunger Games, but
Yeah.
writing.
yeah, but they said that they're trying to expand it. They want to expand in the studios. Jim Orlando, who sat in the Wattpad boardroom before launching Whittington Ventures 18 months ago, sees the Naver deal for Wattpad and its machine learning technology, changing the rules of the game in the YA space. Wattpad has a unique ability to identify hits early in the cycle through its whoa, this is interesting. They have the ability to identify hits early in the cycle through its AI engine, and this allows it to bring ready-made audiences from Wattpad to other media and hence break above the noise. So they're using AI to figure out what's gonna work.
So how long do they just use that AI to write the stories, not any people at all?
Oh my God. Yeah, that's kind of scary, isn't it? Like they can kind of use AI to look at it's probably like YouTube. They kind of look at the metrics, they look at the content, they look at the audience, and they're like, yeah, let's promote these videos more because these have a chance of being a hit.
Right, so they do it with the books, yeah.
And that's kind of scary though, they're using AI. But I wonder if WEBTOON does that too, if they're going to start doing that with WEBTOON. Like, unless you have the right kind of WEBTOON, it's not going to get seen or promoted because...
But they won't tell you that. They'll let you leave it on there because then they can say they have this many millions of followers, this many millions of creators, this many millions of views. And they still need those people that get like small amounts of views to add to their numbers. So they're not going to say that within the first few months of you posting something, we know which ones are going to be a hit and which ones aren't. Because that's just going to discourage everybody else and they're not going to try anymore. And, even though they have no chance in hell. But they need those views. They need the content.
Yeah, Wattpad's model uses the algorithm to identify intellectual property on its app so it can be produced as YA projects with entertainment players like Sony and Universal. This is actually kind of scary because at first I'm like, oh, this is awesome. You can put your stuff on there and organically grow an audience and then...
Sounds like it's not organic. It's not like they promote the ones that they think might have a chance. So you're not even organically growing. It's not.
No.
You are. Some of these people getting all these views. It might not even been because they legitimately got those views. It's because their algorithm said that they had a chance of being big, so they promoted that one more. Is the way it sounds to me.
Yeah. So
I don't know if that's the way it is, but that's the way it kind of reads.
It says, using the algorithm to identify intellectual property to be co-produced as YA projects with entertainment players. And it sounds like they're trying to do machine learning. That's actually kind of scary because they're probably going to start using, now they're back and forth, they'll probably start using this with WEBTOON too. Now WEBTOON already is, producing its projects as live action shows.
Well, they were before they even brought it over to the United States.
Yeah, they kind of had the model set up, but I got to wonder now, is it going to be locked down that they're basically going to just look for certain kinds of stories with certain kinds of art styles and be like, we're not even going to bother with anything else because this isn't going to translate well into a show?
But it does kind of sound like that, though.
So they are making shows from WEBTOON, and they are all fairly... Now, I don't know if this is just the Korean storytelling style, but a lot of them have a lot of similarities. You look at what's been getting picked up for anime with Crunchyroll, and there are some similarities in those as well. They're not taking, I guess, any major risks. Like, you're not seeing anything that's got like a really wild art style or really wild premise. It's all pretty safe-ish. And I gotta wonder if that's what they're gonna look at in these stories too. Yeah, they're gonna look at these stories and be like, oh, this seems safe and filmable. Let's
a lot of people are already interested in it, so we know we'll have an audience built right in as soon as we launch it.
Interesting. So here are the K-dramas, 10 K-dramas that came from WEBTOON.
There's a lot more than 10.
There are a lot. Orange Marmalade.
I've heard of that one, haven't watched it.
Orange Marmalade. What is this? Wait. K-drama might not make sense at first, but it does. It's about a teen vampire. She catches the attention of the class president and a popular student. One day, while on the train, she dozes off and leans toward him. His blood has an addictingly sweet aroma, and she finds herself kissing his neck. Because he smells like oranges.
I don't know. I haven't seen that one. This one was on the list. I keep wanting to watch and I haven't watched it yet.
Was I Taiwan class? I don't know.
Yeah, it's on there. I haven't watched it yet.
Well, he's spanking that guy. What's he
Or he's kicking his ass.
Literally kicking his ass. See, look, scene for scene, I guess.
I'll have to watch that.
Strangers from Hell.
Not familiar with that one.
Strangers from Hell sounds. Also known as Hell is Other People. Hell is other people. Some people are hell.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, I look at some people, I'm like, God, I know talking to you is going to be hell.
Some people think we're hell. So, you know.
We're clownfish hell.
That's right.
We're kind of like Davy Jones in Pirates of the Caribbean, come down to the reef with all the weird fish people.
No.
Okay.
That one I've seen. I didn't read the webtoon, but I saw the show.
My ID is Gangnam Beauty.
Mm-hmm. And it was actually pretty good.
He's very pretty.
I mean, it's not my favorite. Yeah, he's in the one I'm watching now too. And he is very pretty.
Okay.
He's very cute, yes. I'm watching it right now, True Beauty, and he's in that one as well.
True Beauty.
And that's the one I'm watching now, and I do read the webtoon of it too.
It's quickly becoming a popular teen romance drama.
It's very, okay, I'll tell you one thing about this one though. I've read both the webtoon of this and seen the show. They are very different. So the show and the webtoon are not the same thing.
Which one is Pinky Boo getting you to read? Is that this one?
No, her friend was already reading this.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one, I do not know Sweet Home.
This is, everybody's talking about this. It's on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I've seen it, but I haven't read it or watched it or anything.
Yeah, I kind of want to watch this actually. People were talking about this.
That's on Netflix. And then this one's one I'm watching right now. It's almost almost over. If it's not over already, I just have to catch up on it.
Uncanny Counter.
It's good. This one is good. I've not read the webtoon though. But it's really good.
So he's getting bullied. Is that the thing? And then is that the one where he's got the ghosts? He's working.
Yes.
With okay. You were trying to explain it to me, and I was trying to understand. Love Alarm.
Yeah, that one I haven't watched.
Hey, honey, the love alarm's going off.
I haven't watched that one.
It's that night. It's Love Alarm. It's time for love.
That one's really good.
What's wrong with Secretary Kim?
It's very good. I've watched, again, another one I don't have time to read them. So I watched them, but you have to read subtitles. But you know what I mean. I'll have to read some of these, but I watched the show. The show was very good.
Oh, this is so typical, though. The algorithm must have identified this one at WEBTOON. The drama was a hit as an aloof CEO realizes he has feelings for his secretary.
There's always somebody rich. There's always somebody,
rich.
It's usually a dude. And there's always a hospital scene.
There's always, and they always have a theme song that they play again and
over
again.
And over and over and over and
again.
over,
And
yes.
a lot of times it's in English.
It has lots of English parts to it, yes.
And, because they're trying to market that single.
But I love that stuff, and I fall for it every time. I love it.
She does. I know she's, like, what show she's watching, because I can hear in the background, I can hear the music playing. I'm like, oh my God, it's that song again.
Sorry.
There it is again for the 9th time tonight. Cheese in the Trap.
That's a very, very popular one. I have honestly not watched it, but it's incredibly popular.
Sounds like a disease.
I just haven't watched it.
Cheese in the Trap.
Just, the name doesn't get me.
People, yeah, I go by the names too, because sometimes the names don't translate very well. And I'm like, I don't think I would want to watch a show called Cheese in the Trap.
I have not watched it. We're just kind of rambling at this point.
Yeah, we are. I just think this is really.
What's your point?
The point
Besides
is,
the fact that he wanted to give me a chance to be excited about Kdrama.
Yeah, I did, but I'm also. It kind of seems like
it's interesting that they're using AI.
Yes,
and it seems to me how it sounds is letting all these people input their stuff, for free for those, upvotes and, the dopamine hits to keep giving them content. And then from that content, it seems like they're using this AI to ferret out what they think might have been shot at being big. Then they focus on those and see which ones actually succeed. And then they take those over to make money from. But everybody gives them stuff for free. But
the problem is if you're not creating something that the AI is going to like, then you probably don't have a chance.
Right. And even though it might be really, really, really good, if the AI doesn't have that in, because it's, that's probably true.
Because they're probably looking for certain like keywords or themes or whatever. And if your stuff is way, way out there, like a lot of the Western webtoons. I mean, the Korean stuff's pretty consistent.
The Western webtoons, though, you don't get the deals as much as the Korean ones do.
They do not.
So it sounds like the Wattpad's being bought so they can find more fodder for the Korean stuff is what it sounds like to me. I could be wrong, but that's kind of how it sounds like. We're going to use this to get more stuff.
I mean, a lot of people move their webcomics over to Webtoon here in the US.
Mm-hmm.
But you look at what's the most popular, and it is the Korean style, usually romance, manga style, manhwa style art. It's pretty consistent. I mean, we can be honest. It's usually some kind of a romantic something, and it's all filmable.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. But so they might, over here in the US, they might show these other comics that look more like Tumblr-esque or Western or whatever, but they're not the ones that are going to eventually get picked up.
No, well, they could. They do sometimes, but it's not as often. But it sounds like they're just trying to see what was popular so they could be adapted to a publishing deal, a movie, a show, a webcomic. That kind of thing. That's what it sounds like. I mean, I could be wrong, but that is what it sounds like.
Very interesting. So I think it's. I'm torn because I'm like, there are some great opportunities.
Well,
here
the flip
for
side
people,
is if you know what the AI is looking for, you could crap something out and have it be number one just because you hit all the points that the AI wants.
That is true.
Every show is like pretty much a clone of itself.
Somebody's going to game it. Somebody's absolutely going to come along and they're going to game it. They're going to be like, oh, this is exactly what the AI is looking for, so I'm going to write a story like this. I'm going to get myself paid.
Can't blame them. I
can't blame them either. All right.
I don't have time for it though.
So we're going to wrap this up?
Yep.
Okay, so please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.